Hello, my name's Taylor, and I'm someone human. I like that. Started thinking about tattooing when I was pretty young. My grandfather was a biker. There was always a bunch of old tattooed dudes and old women that were just tattooing in tents or in whatever cover roof thing they had in a mud pit. I enjoyed it a lot. It was very rebellious. Uh, Starting out tattooing was a bit bumpy. I wasn't the best, I wasn't that great, but I had the ambition and wanted to keep doing it. And that's pretty much what I think anybody that wants to do this job has to have. Yeah, I was an apprentice for a while and it went sour. I went without an apprenticeship or a shop to work in. I still had friends who were tattooers that were keeping me in contact, keeping me in the loop, making sure I was still keeping everything that I learned and didn't like forget it. I was working at social club, restaurant, downtown bar, and I was into another apprenticeship at Southside Custom Tattoos with Chase Nolan. Fucking awesome guy. Love you if you see this. Uh, and he pretty much told me, he's like, if you want to do this, you're going to have to quit everything and go broke and just put your all into this. And my girlfriend at the time, which she is still now my fiance, soon to be wife, told me I could quit my job and, work my ass off to get it. And that day I walked into my job and said, I'm not going to be here tonight. I quit. I'm going to go be a tattooer. And it was a struggle for the first like 3 years. I went 3 years as an apprentice after that, learning, working for free, riding a bicycle from one side of town to the whole other twice a day just to make it. And I actually ended up going back to work about 2 years into my apprenticeship, working at another bar, kind of building clientele and talking to people and, getting my tattoo work out. And then finally, I took the bite and that shop closed. So I went without a shop or finished apprenticeship. And I was kind of just up in the air, like, what am I going to do? It's kind of hard to find another spot. It's kind of hard to get back in somewhere after being an apprentice. And I came here, and I knew the owner and her ex-husband at the time, and they were good friends. They knew I knew how to tattoo. They knew I knew a lot of people. And they put trust in and told me to get my license and come work here. Been here since. This place is awesome. Couldn't ask for a better shop to work in. The crew, the aesthetic, the hours, like whatever, I have a blast every day here at work, even when it's slow. Tattooing now is a whole lot different than when I was in my apprenticeship. Like, I got treated pretty shitty, but I also was taken care of. Like, this guy's never let me go hungry. I had a phone. I always had somewhere to sleep. Like, it wasn't like I was like dead to the world and just didn't have anything. I was just learning. And at that point, anything that involved the tattoo shop was what I had to do. If I was hungry, they would make sure I ate, but I was there. You know what I mean? Like, I was there for anything they needed to keep learning. And I was hazed. I wore a dress for a week because I was late. I fucking held a sign out on the side of the road with a dress on. It was like, don't be late to work, Had my face stenciled. That was terrible. Took hours to get off. I drove the tattoo shop I worked for across the East Coast maybe like 8 times for tattoo conventions because that was my job. Don't say a word about it. If you bitched, you probably weren't driving at all and you would stay at home. So, had to suck it up and take it. And, there were tears. There were days where I didn't know if I wanted to do it at all, And you fight through that because it's worth it. It is. I'll tell anybody right now. If you want this, it is so worth it when you get done. It is very gratifying to have your clients be like, I love my tattoo and I can't wait to get another one, and they tell other people that they get tattooed by you. It's like very fun. You get stuck in a rut. Everybody does. Any artist, any person that does anything. Like, you get stuck in a repetition and you can't feel like you can break that. Like, you don't feel like you want to step into a new style or you want to try something new because you don't know how it's going to come out. And I feel like that's a big thing that people have to overcome. Like, You're not going to learn that unless you try it. Like, it's not always going to be good. You're not always going to have a great tattoo. There's always going to be a challenge. But if you just go into it level-headed, man, and stay calm and just enjoy it, even the worst tattoo you've ever done will still always spark an interest in you wanting to do better than that, or learning from what you did on that. Like, those colors suck together, you know. Don't do that line variation. Maybe shade it differently, you know. You figure all that shit out as you go. It's been a long time of doing this, and now it's like fun, and I chill, and I enjoy every day, and I do all kinds of different styles of tattoos that I never thought I would do when I first started doing. I wanted to do traditional tattoos, bold, all color, everything, just like, that's it, that's all I wanted. Now it's like, I like traditional, I like neo-traditional, I like Japanese, I like patchwork, I like stipple, you know. It's like you find a lot of different things and you learn a lot of different things. Like, I've learned, you know, patterns, I've learned meaning behind certain things from certain cultures, and it's not as underground as it used to be, and it's not as, like, you know, Billy Badass business anymore. Like, there is customer service that does matter, you know. You do want to save your money, which I'm terrible at, but, you know, we're working on it. We're working on it. I'm not dying. I'm not, like, I have, you know, I'm taken care of, but I could be better. I think that's a big part about it, is learning how to manage your money, because this is a job still, as much as it's a hobby and it's a love and it's a passion. It's still a job, and we still make good money if you work hard and you do good work. I mean, you could be a great artist and be an asshole to a customer, and that'll lose you. I mean, it could lose you $10,000. You know, that person might know 800 people, and none of them want to come get tattooed by you now because you were rude or disrespectful or just didn't listen to them or something, you know. Like, I don't do portraits. I know a few portrait artists that are phenomenal, and I would rather get you the right tattoo than take your money and give you something that you might not gonna like, because at the end of the day, you have to live with this forever. I could get you in the good hands with somebody to give you a great tattoo. You can be like, that kid that told me to go get this tattoo is the best, you know. At the end of the day, it's not about the money. Like, you're getting tattooed. This is on you forever. I want it to look good on you forever, no matter what we do. I don't care if it's an infinity knot and it's this big. I want it to be perfect, because you're gonna have to see that when you're 45, 50, 80, whatever. And I still want to look good then. You know, that's the thing. Like, it's not a painting on your wall that you can just paint over. You know, I mean, you can. People do it all the time now, but that shit costs money. It's expensive. Tattoos are not cheap. And if they are, probably not that great. You know, it's as simple as that. Some of the worst and best things about Tramp Art Studios, we'll say some of the worst times are like when I first came here. This place was almost a year old, open. It was just me, Kirsten, and Billy at the time, and I mean, it was hard because, like, I was still a fresh tattooer. Kirsten was still just fresh tattooing. Billy had been tattooing the longest out of all of us. So it was kind of hard for all of us to just hold together as three, and then them also being in a relationship and, like, struggling with opening a new shop. It did cause some, like, tensions to flare when times would get hard, or when people were having a bad day or anything like that. I mean, it happens, you know. You got people that are stressed, animosity, nobody's making money. It's like, you don't know if the shop's doing great. And, you know, all I could tell Kirsten back then was, like, when we make it to the 3-year mark, it's all good, you know. Like, once you get to 3 years as a tattoo shop, you should be a well-oiled machine and working. And I've been here almost 7 years, or yeah, right about 6 or 7 years, and, like, it's been nothing but better since, like, the 3-year mark. Like, at the beginning, it was rough. We still had fun because we had days when it'd be slow. It's only 3 of us. We would close the shop, put a sign on the door, go to the beach, you know, whatever. Now we can't do that because we have 10 artists and we have so many people that come here, and it's, even on a slow day, we still get phone calls, we still get emails, we still get everything. So, I mean, the building aspect of this place has been probably my favorite. I mean, we've expanded. We have a shop in Denver. We have artists who travel every month. I mean, we have a guest artist station that's for when people come into town and just need somewhere to tattoo. I love when we travel on our like our group trips. We just go to Universal Studios, you know, just the whole shop, all of us. Imagine 12 people just all just like, yeah, we're gonna go as a bunch of grown ass adults and get rowdy somewhere, and we just look like a bunch of tattooed hooligans, you know. That's fun that we can all do that. We all have dinner together. We all hang out at home. We all go downtown. We go to the movies, you know, as a shop, as a collective, which is dope, like dope, you know. And we do that with other shops too. We interact with a lot of the shops in the city and hang out and have parties together, which is nice because there's other cities they don't. The shops hate each other. There's other places where they don't get along. They don't respect each other. It's a competition. It's still a competition here, but we all like each other, you know. There's enough people around here to get tattooed for everybody to do it, you know. I can't wait to see like 10 years from now, like everybody that's in this building, where they're at, what they're doing, because we all just like banging hard shit out. We're all on top of like just doing gangster tattoos and sending dope shit out the door with like all of our love on it. You know? And that's a cool thing to be a part of. You know?